Horace. There. How's my little chap today? Huh? I'm Aries, Horace. Aries. The first sign in the zodiac. My principle is direct action. And that means money, Horace. Money.
Let me have a few more full face.
I'm freezing.
What, in that? Glow with the warmth of your charm. Pretend the Russian roundabout has sold 2 million advance copies.
Pretend.
And smile.
Cold-blooded cow.
Flatterer. Aren't you going to take a look?
That shop was meant for me. You take a look. You've been yapping all day about women's liberation and the equality of the sexes.
So?
The brace, the jack, and the spare tire, all the weapons you need to prove your equality, are in the boot.
Add my name to the list, will you?
What list?
The people who would like to shoot you. Jason, please. Jason.
No.
Oh, you're being ridiculous.
You really have a remarkably small vocabulary.
But somebody took a shot at you.
10 points for observation.
So please phone the police.
No.
I don't understand you.
Which is a final reflection on your female inequality.
You know how to get round a girl. I'll pay that for you.
What contribution has your sex made, apart from the obvious, to, say, photosynthesis?
None.
The new drugs on schizophrenia, probably the greatest contribution since Pasteur, a man.
Just give me a drink, will you?
Navigation?
I bet I know more about navigation than you do.
Well, then you can find your own stumpy way to the drinks table. Geography?
Jason, you're probably the most popular living novelist.
Probably.
You're a genius, brilliant, gorgeous, and I adore you.
You know how to get round a boy, I'll say that for you.
So please, will you phone the police?
No, no, no. I must think it over.
What is there to think about? Somebody's trying to kill you.
She's right, Jason.
Chenard,
And how is the world on you?
bursting with inequality.
I am delighted to hear it.
This is René Chenard, a venal love child who should have been drowned at birth. Miss Lee Bailey, who if she'd been at the font at the time, would probably done it for us.
Miss Bailey, a pleasure.
And for me.
René, you don't mind me mentioning your credentials, do you? Is a small-time con man about Paris who steals from orphans, widows, and the physically disabled.
Well, whatever grabs you.
And breaks into people's homes.
I did break in here, Jason, but I am here as a friend, really. I am. You see, Jason once helped to keep me out of prison.
We all make mistakes.
This is serious, Jason. There's a contract out for you. Somebody is willing to pay 100,000 francs to see you dead.
100,000 francs. That's at least 2 months' royalties. Who?
I don't know. I was afraid to ask too many questions, but I was able to get the telephone number. Please, Jason, take my advice. Don't play this solo. These men are tough and dangerous. If I were you, I would leave Paris.
Merci, René, pour le tuyau.
Be careful.
D'accord. Je vous en prie.
Ah oui? Not from you. Oh.
Now, why should I be an exception?
Yes, I picked it up while I was
I
waiting.
couldn't put it down. I told you. It's that sort of book.
Can I keep it?
I'm flattered. Only on condition you give me your present telephone number.
Certainement. Let's see.
I may need you.
Voilà.
Allez, ouf, hein?
Je comprends. See you around, Miss Bailey.
I hope so.
I can find my way out.
You surprise me.
Au revoir.
Well,
They always come back to the scene of the crime, don't they?
what do you mean?
Did I tell you I was burgled last week?
What?
And obviously by René.
No, did you lose much?
He took down my appointment with you in the amusement park and left an impression. And it fits the handwriting. It explains
What?
how our sniper knew that I'd be there at the unmentionable hour of 9 o'clock.
René. Worked like a charm. And here's his latest book.
King bought the story.
Bought it? He paid for it. I bet you anything you like he's dialing that number right now.
Bonjour, Celeste.
Who's that?
My cleaning woman.
Oh.
Hello?
Veuillez parler en anglais. Je n'ai raison. A friend gave me your telephone number. I'm in the horizontal repatriation business. I understand that you have a contract on offer.
Suppose I have. Are you, interested?
Yes, I might be, if the terms are right. Could we meet and talk it over? Fine. Yes? 11 o'clock tonight. Let me have your name and address. It's an arrangement we have. Merci. Jean Cassette, Boulevard Gallienne.
You're not coming down all by yourself tonight, are
Don't
you?
fuss, Lee. I'm in complete control of the situation.
Famous last words.
I never knew anybody takes so much exercise.
We only have one body, René.
I can think of better things to do with mine. Hello?
King rang about an hour ago. He'll be here at 11 tonight.
Yes. And you promised to pay in advance.
And I will, I will. I never break a promise, I told you that. I'll be down before you close. I've got him. Oh, Rennie, if only you knew how long I've waited for this night. 7 unending years.
Yes, you told me. The point is, Jean, after King tells you where the money is, then what?
I'm Ares, Rennie. The ruler of Ares is Mars, and you know what Mars is?
The planet.
The god of war. He loves to fight. So after Jason King tells me everything I want to know, I'm going to take him apart, bone by bone. Aren't I, Horace?
Are you sure you can do it?
Jason, you've spent so much money in my club in the past year that if you wanted the Elysee Palace moved to Dublin, I'd arrange it.
And properly dressed?
But of course.
3 o'clock.
On the nose.
Jason, you don't know what you're doing.
Now, don't fuss, Lee.
But these men are dangerous. René said so. And you don't know what they... Jason, you're not Mark Kane.
Now, you're not actually worried about me. The girl has tear ducts.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Ridiculous. Now, stop being so feminine.
Oh, I hope they burn you at the stake.
I thought they only did that to saints. Now, listen. Whoever took a shot at me this morning missed deliberately.
How would you know?
Because he let the air out of my tires.
What's that got to do with it?
Still less. If he intended to kill me, he'd hardly let the air out of my tires. Even I can't drive a car if I'm dead. Whoever it was, deliberately missed.
I played the Cuvier kidnapping absolutely straight. I did everything I said I would, even so far as to take the kid back without so much as a hair must. And after swearing he wouldn't, giving me his word of honor, Jason King called in the police.
Where does King belong in all this?
He was the man in the middle. Serge Zaleski and I set up the kidnapping. We collected Irene from her school and took her to a room by the Gare d'Austerlitz and hit Daddy for 500,000 francs. King delivered the money.
Where?
In a waste paper basket by the Tuileries garden.
Clever. And you collected?
No, Zaleski did. I shouldn't have let him, but my house of partnership was low at the time, according to my horoscope.
Then what happened?
But the money was never seen again.
Jean, you were, as you say, inside for 7 years.
6 years, 7 months, and 21 days.
And all this time, Jason King knew where the money was?
Oh, no, Rennie. That's the beauty of it.
What is?
King doesn't know that he knows where the money is.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Glad you're satisfied.
There we are.
Oxygen.
Well, I don't know how long I'm going to be in there. And if I want a ziz, I don't want to oversleep.
Oh, Mark Kane does think of everything.
There, finished.
Good. Then what are we waiting for? Cushions. Oxygen. Ah, practically made to measure. I can meditate while I'm waiting.
One crate of eyelid sulfaline in plumber's blocks, to be kept in store for 14 days. Wait here.
Let's put it in Bay 4. There's a crate outside for storing, Bay 4.
Thanks, sir. Got a hand?
Hey, right side up! Plumber's block. Swing with A, Fred Jack. Left it a bit late, didn't you?
I'm here, aren't I? There's your 200 francs.
Thanks.
Well, what's the matter? We agreed on 200 francs, didn't we?
I've a right to know what you're planning.
Rennie told you everything you need to know.
All right, all right. You're so touchy. You get worked up over nothing.
When I make a bargain, I stick to it. I expect others to do the same.
All right, I said. This unlocks the inset door. And I expect to come in here in the morning and find...
Everything as you left it. Don't worry, you will.
What about your case?
Okay. I'll leave it.
You sure it was Jason King who phoned?
Jason King was the only one who was offered a contract. Of course it was King.
Anybody there?
All right, let's discuss this contract that's out for me, shall we?
For you? Who are you?
King. Now, who's making the offer? Come on, there's somebody else involved besides you and Rennie.
Hewlett. Jean Hewlett.
Hewlett? But he's... When did he get out?
Last month.
What does he want?
I don't know.
Where do I find him?
I don't know.
Where do I find him, Cosette?
3319140.
The address?
I don't know.
Who's paying you?
Hewlett. 200 francs to use his warehouse tonight. That's all I know.
Give me that number again, will you?
3319140.
What's that?
It's Hewlett's.
Pick it up and put it on the table, will you? Open it.
I can't. It's locked.
Oh, it worked. Oh, that's very kinky. I'm handcuffed, tied up, and worked over with a bicycle chain. Just like a B-movie. But why?
Rene says you sent Hewlett to prison.
Rene said that.
Yes.
And what else did Rene say?
Something about the money
What money?
from the kidnapping.
The Cuvier ransom money?
I don't know. 500,000 francs, he said.
Yes, it was 500,000 francs.
Rene says you know where it is.
Rene said that?
Yes. Mr. King, I'm sorry I ever got mixed up in this business. I
You
really...
haven't got the telephone number for Fresnes Prison, have you? Would you get it for me, please?
How much you pay for this, huh? How much you pay to have your horoscope in writing like this,
50 francs.
Listen, nobody is more efficient than Harry is whenever he puts his mind to a job.
I've got it. Rene, I've got it. We don't need King.
What are you talking about?
I know where the money is. Remember Zaleski's shop?
Vaguely.
Think. What was on the counter just inside the door?
How should I know that this is the garbage dump of Paris?
Listen. Mark Kane realized instantly that the ideal hiding place must be glaringly obvious. It must be so obvious that in 99 cases out of 100 it will be overlooked by even the most acute observer. He held the uncut diamonds in his hands for a long moment and stared at the fish tank.
Okay, I'll drive.
Mission accomplished.
Not quite. Have you got a pencil? Grab a cab and go to my apartment and phone Interpol. I'll give you the code number. Ask for Charolais. Tell him that I want the street address for this number, 3319140, right? Now, how do you drive this thing?
Turn the key, start the button.
Right.
Where are we going?
Fresnes Prison.
You won't mind if I wait outside, huh?
Do you remember the Cuvier kidnapping, Doctor?
Vaguely. It was 7 years ago.
Enville? Irene Cuvier was kidnapped on her way home from the convent school she attended at Neuilly. 2 men were involved, John Hewitt, an Englishman, and a crazy Russian character called Serge Zaleski.
Zaleski, I remember very well. One of my nicer patients. Never once hit me.
On the telephone, you said that you were with him when he died.
I try to oblige the prisoners whenever possible. We write down deathbed statements. Usually they confess to everything they've ever done. Zaleski didn't. Here it is. Zaleski asked to see Hewlett.
Did he?
Yes, he did. And Hewlett said, Serge, please tell me where the money is. It wasn't my fault we were caught. Please, Serge.
And did Zaleski say anything?
Unintelligible mumblings and several words in Russian. You understand that Zaleski had had a massive stroke.
Oh, yes.
He was barely conscious. And that, along with his thick accent, made him very difficult to understand. The prisoner said what sounded like Enville.
Anvil?
A-N-V-I-L. After this, there was a long pause, and the prisoner said, luck, and then, Monsieur King knows. It's in a thin band of air. Does it mean anything?
Not a thing.
A thin band of air. It could be a title of one of your books.
Yes, it could, but it isn't. Yet.
And 2 minutes later, at 11:16 exactly, Zaleski departed this vale of tears, thus saving the French taxpayers 50 francs per week.
Is there anything else at all, Doctor?
Zaleski's wife would have nothing further to do with him. She returned every one of his letters unopened.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I'm afraid you haven't been very much help. But it's a great pleasure to see you again. Au revoir.
Thin band of air.
Brilliant. Quite brilliant.
Did you ever use the title, Jason? Did you ever use the title, A Thin Band of Air?
Never.
Anvil and luck.
Anvil as in blacksmith?
Well, it has another meaning.
No.
It's one of the bones in the ear.
Well, of course it is. I just didn't think it was worth mentioning.
Anyway, we can't plow through every Marcane in one evening.
Such economy.
Think back. What devices did you use for concealing money?
Well, in After Your Death, there was that slab of platinum which was covered in molten lava and turned into a tombstone. And in index finger left hand, there
were gold bars covered in black enamel used as counterweights in an elevator.
No, that was a James Bond book.
I beg your pardon?
You know, James Bond, by Ian Fleming.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear Ian, he was so sweet about that. He wrote me a charming letter.
Apologizing that he had stolen it from you?
Hardly. It was an idea we just tossed around at a splendid luncheon at the Garrick Club. Ian simply asked me if he could use it first.
Anyway, that's beside the point. Oh, think, Jason.
I can only remember the last book I've written.
That's all right. Take Russian Roundabout.
Nobody's read it. It hasn't been published yet.
Well, that rules out uncut diamonds in the bottom of a fish tank.
Are insane. That is a hay! There is no money, Hewlett. I tell you, no money. 4 times you searched this shop. Always the same. Nothing.
Yes, someone!
No.
Got the idea from a Marcane novel.
Impossible.
Yes, he did! He told me!
Listen, Hewlett and you, Renee. In 5 languages, Sergei could speak in Yiddish, German, French, English, and Russian, but read only in one.
What?
He could only read Hebrew.
He wrote 2 letters.
In Hebrew only. In Hebrew could he read and write, so he didn't read no novel by this Michael Caine.
Mark Caine.
Mark Michael Moses. Who cares? I tell you, Hewlett, there is no money.
Maybe she's right.
She's wrong.
You hope?
I know. Stay by the phone.
Okay, but you're early. King won't be at the warehouse until 11.
Aries people are always early.
Satire is absolutely superb.
You stupid fool. What the hell did you think you were doing? What could I do? How was I to know it come early and in a crate? Anyway, I don't like this deal. Take back your money and forget it. King has been and gone, and there isn't a chance he'll come back. He's outsmarted you all along the line. Your muscle building, your astrology. You're the one that's the fool.
The prisoner said what sounded like anvil. And then, luck, it's in a thin band of air.
Anvil, luck, thin band of air.
There is one ingredient in the kidnapping you've forgotten, Jason.
In the kidnapping? Really?
Irene Cuvier.
What about her?
Well, you were cooped up with her and Zaleski for 4 days.
Yes, but that was 7 years ago.
She might still remember something.
She was just a child.
Children grow up.
It'd be pretty unkind to bring it all back to her now.
She's listed. I wonder whether I should call her.
Pretty horrible child. Scruffy, stringy hair, at least 400 teeth.
Jason.
I thought her father was well rid of her.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Mademoiselle Cuvier, s'il vous plaît.
Speaking.
Mademoiselle Cuvier, my name is Lee Bailey. I'm a close friend of Jason King's. I don't know whether you remember him.
Of course I remember Jason King.
I couldn't help it, I said.
You mean he's dead?
I didn't kill him. It was an accident. And the whole thing's gone wrong. King was here and is gone, and there's no chance that he'll...
go back. Come on.
What did you say?
When I was 14, I was madly in love with Jason.
It happens to us all. Thanks.
I thought he was the most divine man in the whole world. How is he?
He's the same.
I would love to see him again.
I imagine he'd love to see you, too.
Oh, no, I was very ugly as a child, with buck teeth and many spots. And, of course, terrified of Hewlett.
Zaleski, Irene, little brat, and I. 4 days. Thank you. Talked about everything under the sun.
Such as?
While Papa went off to collect the 500,000 francs. Where is Greg?
You want me to try the club?
I'll give him another 15 minutes. Yes, we talked about art and space travel. Couldn't understand a word Zaleski was saying. He had that heavy, thick accent. Didn't seem to like my Russian. He's a tiny genius in his way. Very good with his hands. Glass blowing, jewelry designing, furniture. Wasn't bad at plots either.
Plots?
I was in the middle of a novel. Never got published.
Why?
I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. It was, I don't know. I wrote myself into a cul-de-sac. So I talked to Zaleski about it. Had some crazy ideas.
Well, what was it about?
About a man who robbed a bank. And he sat on, 2 million pounds. And...
What is it?
I know where the money is. Zaleski didn't say anvil and luck. He said envelope.
Envelope?
My father gave the 500,000 francs to Jason. He delivered it to Zaleski, and Hewlett let me go.
And what happened to the money?
They never found 1 centime of it. My father had private detectives working on it until the day he died.
Mr. King, there is no money.
Oh, madame, please don't go on saying that. I delivered it.
Then you find it.
But he must have said something.
Always I have been against this kidnapping. It's a terrible, evil, cruel thing to take a young girl from her parents. I say to Sergei, you do this terrible thing and I leave you. But, well, I don't leave because I have no place else to go. But I never speak to him. Ever again.
You mean literally? Never?
Not one word.
But he must have written to you.
Every letter I send back unopened. He is dying, but I will not even go to the prison. There was between us nothing. Only hate.
When he got the money, he was free for how long? What, 7, 8, 9 days?
So?
Please try and remember. This is very important. Did he buy any envelopes?
Enough we could write everybody in China. 5,000 envelopes.
Where are they?
At this hour of the night, you want I should look for envelopes?
Would you? Please?
I'm sorry I could not be more helpful.
That's all right.
It was so long ago.
Well, anyway, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Please keep in touch and tell Jason I'd love to see him.
I will. Goodbye, Miss Cuvier.
Goodbye. Please, Miss Bailey, don't be difficult. Hewlett! There's nothing personal in this, Miss Bailey. Nothing at all. But the ransom money is mine, and I want it.
500,000 francs.
Where's Greg?
In the shop all the time, right under his nose.
Ironic, isn't it?
It worked, so far.
You'd better get started.
Right. Give me half an hour.
12 o'clock, sharp.
Yes?
Sit down, Miss Bailey. Make yourself comfortable. René, let's have a cup of coffee.
What's happened to Greg?
Oh, he probably drew a blank.
Armand, you go on home. No point in hanging around. And thank you very much for all your help.
Oh, anytime. You know, Greg and I will always...
It's probably Lee. Forgotten that key letter in, will you?
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm so late. I had a very busy evening. I finally tracked down that telephone number. There was a for sale sign outside the house. I got in touch with the estate agent. I have some very interesting news for you, Jason.
Well, go on.
The house belongs to Irene Cuvier.
At one time, my father was worth 25 million francs. Between death duties, taxes, and the mess he made of his business. He left me with nothing, except for this hideous house, which I can't sell, and that apartment, which I can't afford.
Irene, it's 12 o'clock.
Legally, morally, and in every other way, the ransom money is mine, and I need it. Go ahead. Phone Jason.
Just say as we told you. No more, no less.
And she never knew it.
Zaleski never told her. Hello?
Jason? I'm in that warehouse with Hewlett.
I was waiting for Hewlett when he came out of prison.
Now we'll go back.
Yes, for killing Jason King.
Of course, you have made one big mistake.
Which is?
You've totally misjudged Jason King. He's probably gone to bed. He won't go to that warehouse. He doesn't care that much.
What about you?
Me? The only person Jason King really cares about is Jason King.
Now, very slow and very easy. You know the way I believe you've been here before? Into the office.
I never carry one, or don't you remember?
Relying on your brains still, are you?
I don't think you'd appreciate the answer to that. Where's Lee Bailey?
Safe.
With Irene Cuvier? Well, obviously she phoned you, or Rene. Lee Bailey's a friend of Jason King, and she's coming around to see me, or words to that effect. That's why you knew where she was and at what time.
Brilliant.
Yes. Tiresome, isn't it?
You know what I want.
And you shall have it.
Where is it?
Zaleski's little bric-a-brac shop.
Oh, now, Mr. King, I've torn that place apart, and I...
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to carry on?
Tell me.
When Zaleski died, he said anvil and luck.
I know, I was there, remember?
Because he was dying. Do you mind?
Please do.
Because he spoke English so poorly, he didn't mean anvil or luck. He meant envelope. It was an idea he got from a book I was writing at the time. So Zaleski went out and bought some fine platinum wire.
Oh, Mr. King.
Platinum wire, about 2 miles of it.
You have to be joking.
Approximately 10,000 feet, value 500,000 francs. Then he cut up the platinum wire in 2-foot lengths and bought 5,000 envelopes in large cartons, 1 length of platinum wire in each envelope.
Careful.
Now, do you want me to prove it to you or don't you?
Yes, please.
To all intents and purposes, a dozen cartons of empty, ordinary envelopes.
Open one.
Platinum wire. All there. Stacked in the back of the shop. In large cartons.
In that shop. All the time.
Where's Lee Bailey?
Oh, yes.
Oui?
We've got it. Now listen, Rene.
Yes? Envelopes? Ah. Yes, I got that. It'll take me about 20 minutes. In the Zaleski shop, all along. I'll be back as fast as I can.
Rene? Rene!
Why do you always think there's a next time? I really must get Celeste to give me a manicure in the morning.
Oh, Mr. King, you're going to need more than a manicure.
You've got the money. I would have thought that was enough adrenaline for your overworked muscles for one evening.
Hello? We've got it. All of it.
Good. You can let Miss Bailey go home now. You see, I always keep my word.
I remember.
Never break a promise.
Very commendable.
And for 7 years now, I've been promising myself the pleasure of working you over slowly, bone by bone.
Oh, dear.
You gave me your word, King. You swore you wouldn't call in the police. 7 years, King. Because of you. 7 years! Looking for me, King.
Irene Cuvier's father called the police. Yes, I don't think Mark Kane could have done it any better, really. Oh, dear. It's morning.
Mrs. Zaleski sold all of them.
Over the years, every packet at a franc each. Bonjour, Celeste.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, Celeste.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Careful or you'll lose it.
A thin band of air. You haven't explained that.
Oh, that was Zaleski's accent again. I remembered one of the titles I was going to use. It was A Thin Strand of Hair.